Hey guys, welcome to week 5 of our semester. I can't believe how fast the time is flying. We are already done with project 1. Congratulations, you've made it through the first project of the semester. That's an awesome accomplishment, especially since, as you know, project 1 was jam-packed with readings and blogs and lots of information to stay right on top of. As we start project 2, one thing that you'll notice is that our pace will ease up a little bit. There's a lot of things in the next couple of projects that will be more independent since we're going to be embarking on some research projects. Now, before we get into that, or before you get too freaked out, I just wanted to say I was so proud of everyone for turning in project 1. Everyone figured it out. Pretty much everyone turned in their projects on time, which was great. However, one thing we really seemed to have a lot of trouble with was peer review. Now, I understand that the groups on Blackboard can be hard to navigate, but even so, our participation in peer review was really low. And that's disappointing because the people who did try to participate in their groups didn't receive the feedback that they needed, and the people who didn't participate didn't even get a chance to receive more feedback on your drafts. So I'm thinking about ways to revise this process to make it more user-friendly and more used. One of the things that you'll notice in this project is that we will have lots of tiny peer review opportunities. And I think that what I'm going to do is that I'll just be posting a regular discussion thread for everyone to participate in the same place. So even though your groups were meticulously crafted and had awesome animal names, I think we're just going to go with a whole group discussion thread just to make it a little more easier, a little more efficient. So email me if we have questions as those come up, but please be looking for discussion threads where you will be responsible for posting sections of your iSearch paper. And you'll be responsible for giving your classmates feedback on their drafts. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into project 2. So I'm pulling up here the screen so that everyone can follow along. If you'll remember last week, I pointed out the fact that I've reorganized the project folders, and I'm just going to guide you through getting into project 2 and week 5's activity folder so that you can see how the folders are reorganized once again within the context of project 2. So you'll see here I'm on our home screen. And over here is our menu. I'm going to click over here on course materials. And when I click on course materials, it's going to open up all the project folders. So you can see project 1, which we've just finished. Yay! And what we want now is project 2, the iSearch project. The first thing you should see, let me click the student view here. The first thing you should see is week 5, week 6, week 7, and week 8 activities folders right here on top. So what I want you guys to do is week by week, you can click in each folder. You'll see the weekly schedule and everything laid out for you. I'm going to come back to the week 5 folder in a second to go through our week this week. But first, I'm going to go through the project assignment description. Now, one thing it's really important to notice is that you can see the entire assignment right here. If I scroll down, the whole description is here, including the outcomes, the length requirements, the rubric. However, in order to submit your final draft of this assignment, you need to click on the title, Project 2 Assignment Description. When you click on this title, it will open up the assignment, so to speak. And not only will you be able to view the rubric in the Blackboard view, but this at the bottom here, as I scroll down, this is where you will submit your final draft of Project 2. I'm just going through this one more time because I had several questions when it was time to submit Project 1. Wow, where is it? It's here. But you have to click on the link to get inside of the project. Here you can browse your computer, you can upload your draft from Word. Okay, so while we're in here, let's take a look at the iSearch. What is it? How are you going to go about doing it? Now, when I first started this video, I mentioned that we're beginning to do some research. So the first thing that you should know about the iSearch is that it is an individually directed, inquiry-based research project. Yet, the way that you write about it is not your typical research paper. Really, what you want to think about when you start this iSearch paper is not just what I'm researching. The main point of the iSearch project is for you to think about, how am I researching? As we look at the assignment description, you'll notice that this iSearch project is both a process of researching and a particular form of writing, or a genre. Genre is a French word that means type or sort. So when you encounter this word, it just means a type of writing. The iSearch paper is a type of writing that is more you-centered. Get it? iSearch. And you're thinking about and describing your experience of research. So the outcome of the iSearch could be a lot of different things. You could answer your research question. You could understand the best research methods to answer a question. You could evaluate sources or have an argument that you want to pursue in Project 3, which is a more formalized academic research paper. No matter what your end game is going to be, you're going to need to start by reviewing the writing you've done so far and think about a topic that you would really like to explore. Now, I need to pause for a second. Some of you, when you heard me say, think of a research topic you would like to explore, might have heard, think of a research topic that will work, or think of a research topic that is very school appropriate. But what I actually said was, think of a research topic you like. This project and Project 3 that comes after it are going to go so much better if you pick a topic that you actually like. Now, you may be doubting me at this point, but I promise you that any topic can be researched. It can be attempted in a scholarly way. I know this. I've been doing this a long time. So, if you're interested in video games, think about a question that you have regarding video games. If you're interested in the ways that animal shelters are fundraising, let's research that together. If you're interested in ballet, if you're interested in cuisine, if you're interested in how a startup works, if you're interested in subreddits, if you're interested in basketball, any of these things could be particularly fertile ground for a research project. So this week, as we think about a research question, really dig into something that you will enjoy thinking about, reading about, and writing about for the next couple of months. Okay. So you want to access the knowledge that you have about this topic, the one that you really like, and knowledge that you need or want to find. And our main focus this week is going to be to brainstorm a list of questions about that topic. These should be, pay attention here, questions you don't already know the answer to. I shouldn't be able to Google the answer to these questions. It needs to be qualitative, something only you will be able to answer after you have completed this research. So, as you look through this assignment, you can think about questions. Here are some example questions that past students have successfully used. And here is a list of guiding questions when you're thinking about whether or not your iSearch question will work. If you can answer these questions satisfactorily, you should be fine. Now, we'll get more into what the iSearch paper looks like in next week's video. But for right now, I'll just encourage you to read through the whole assignment. In the remaining time that we have on this week's video, I want to take you through our week 5 activities. So we're starting our iSearch this week, and we've got some things to watch. Of course, you're watching this video right now, but also for our mini lesson content, there's an iSearch intro video with my friend and colleague, Dr. Adrienne Jenkins. She's the colleague of mine who you've seen before on our portfolio video. Dr. Jenkins is one of the instructors who spearheaded the initial iSearch project in our curriculum, and so she does a great job of explaining what it is and what to be ready for. This week's little vid will introduce you to our library website. It's put together by our fantastic librarians. It's worth a watch. This week we're going to read an article called What's Worth Knowing, which will help us model and form appropriate questions. We'll read an excerpt from Chapter 4 in our textbook to help us think about dealing with sources. And we'll read through this website, Research 101. This is a really great site that takes you through lots of menu items regarding research. Really important for you to hit all of the links underneath the basics, where it'll take you through stuff like searching the internet, the differences between popular and scholarly sources, primary and secondary sources. Now that stuff will come into play a lot later. But if you're having difficulty with your topic, the Topics tab will be really important for you to look through. Not only does this site have some basic pointers for research, but there's a whole page that will help you work through your development of a question connected to a topic that you care about. The pages on broadening and narrowing your research question will be particularly useful as we move forward in this project. There are also lots of great information in the searching, finding, and evaluating tabs. But most pertinent for us for this week is all the information under the Basics tab and the Topics tab. So if you only get to those two, that's okay. Wink, wink. This week, we've got some things to write to help us work through both the readings and a development of our own research question. So you've got 2 reader response blogs this week and a reflection journal that actually is looking back on Project 1. So you'll see that when you look at the assignment. But probably the main thing for us to focus on this week is Project Builder 4, where you're going to actually brainstorm a list of questions and you're going to email them to Kasim, who's going to give you some feedback. Actually, you're going to develop that whole brainstorm list, pick 1 or 2 questions to send to Kasim, and he'll give you feedback. And then you can revise your research question accordingly. So you can see how everything's laid out for this week. Today, Wednesday, you want to watch the video, read through what's worth knowing, and start that brainstormed list of questions. Email these to Kasim as soon as possible so that he has enough time to get back to you by Sunday. By Friday, you'll want to watch the iSearch intro video with Dr. Jenkins and read up on the use of sources for your blog response. And on Sunday, look through Research 101, watch our little vid, and write your reflection journal. Okay, I think that does it for our Week 5 instructor video. As always, please don't hesitate to email me, contact me with any questions. My regular office hours are Wednesdays from noon to 2, so feel free to stop by since y'all know where it is now after our conferences. I look forward to working with you guys as we move forward on Project 2.